Hello and welcome to the second ever K1 Speed New Orleans Teen and Junior Race broadcast. I'm definitely not Jude Vigner.
And I'm definitely not Andrew Knoll.
And with that, let's get right into the Junior Group A heat. And we are racing here for the Group A Junior race. Henry Nasser leading away from pole position ahead of Connor Fall. And Elijah Vigner was in third, but he has dropped back and now appears to be in P5. So very, very disappointing for him on that race start. He'll need to improve throughout the race.
Do you think that was a stall for him in the beginning?
He didn't seem to be looking at the green flag. Very, very odd. As we start lap 2, Henry Nasser still in the lead. Connor Fall taking a much tighter line than him in between. And behind them is someone I can't identify right now. I'll have to wait for them to come back around. But disappointing start for Elijah Vigner coming off of his first ever podium.
The leaders are already seeming to make a big gap here. Henry Nasser really expanding his territory.
That's an interesting way to put it. As you can see, the drivers behind it looks to be Dalton Sheffy in third, as it seems, if I'm correct. That's what it looks like. But interesting way to put it, expanding territory. Never heard that one before.
You gotta play Jurassic World Evolution 3 to know.
All right. As you can see, the race appears to have been stopped, and there's a red flag. There must have been some crash in the back that we cannot see, but let's go to the restart. And they are under yellow flag conditions right now. Green flag should be dropped any moment now. In other news, Dalton Sheffy has retired from this race. Don't see that very often.
Up here from the booth, we did not even get to see the carnage that probably just went down. So, and we're back green.
Yeah, back green. Henry Nasser still leading away from Connor Fall, and somehow Elijah Vigner is now in third. We can't tell what happened back there. And then you can see Cameron Jordan, your championship leader, all the way down in P5. Now it's just a five-car race now, and something happened. Something big happened back there.
What do you think of Henry Nasser missing his first race?
First two races, actually. If you don't know, Henry Nasser was the 2025 city champion and 2026 state champion. Missed the first two races as he's actually gotten his own kart and is competing in the Texas Sprint Racing Series. So he does not have a whole lot of time on his hands. But, as you can see, he is still right back to his dominant form, as he won last season by over 30 points. No one was close to him, and he's on his way to his 7th career win right now.
The carts are starting to spread out.
You can see Cameron Jordan breathing down the neck of the guy in P4, who we cannot identify. I'm not exactly 100% sure who that is. Haven't seen him before, but Henry Nasser just absolutely dominating ahead of Connor Fall. And actually they are teammates from a team newly made by some of the people in Team Drivers, meant to help teach and learn drivers and get them into professional racing. So as of now, the three drivers for the team known as VKR Motorsport are 1, 2, 3 right now. Great race for the team's first time racing as a team.
Cameron Jordan really trying to make a move on this unidentified thing in fourth.
Thing is an interesting way to describe a driver, but we'll have to go and check the standings after this race to see who he is, because I do not recognize his helmet. But you can see Henry Nasser has almost lapped the championship leader now, showing that he is still truly the best driver out there, as Cameron Jordan is quite literally, I would say, it looks to seem to be about 10 to 15 seconds up the road from him.
It looks like Connor Fall is catching up to Henry a little bit.
Connor, obviously, 2024 city champion, 2025 state champion, most experienced driver in the junior league, more experienced than more experienced than every single one of our team drivers and adult drivers, except for one team driver in Drew Daigle.
We're closing into the final laps here. What do you think will happen in these closing laps?
Well, obviously, Henry is insanely far ahead. You can see Cameron Jordan still putting on the pressure on P4 there. I do think he will be able to make that move. as you're not going to be leading the championship if you couldn't do something like that. But here we are, Elijah Vickner starting to reel in Connor Fall. Maybe he can make a move on his teammate. He has no pressure from any carts behind, so I would assume that their team would let them make that move.
This race could be very exciting if Eli will be close enough to make this move.
Now, here we are starting the final lap. Henry Nasser coasting his way to take his 7th career win. And now, Elijah Vickner, definitely well within a second of Connor Fall. Looks to be about 5/10 away. And looking in the back, Cameron Jordan still seems to be behind in P5. This could be huge for the championship standings. But as we start the final lap, there is a new rule. Well, not final lap. We finished the final lap. Checkered flag. Henry Nasser wins his 7th career race and first race of 2026. Connor Fall is going to defend from Vickner to take P2 for a VKR Motorsport 1-2-3 finish. And Cameron Jordan will not take P4, and he will finish P5. Very, very big for the championship. And with that, let's get into the Teen Group A starting grid. Starting P7 is your returning 2024 city champion, Calvin Cooper. First race appearance since January 2025. Definitely a very much more competitive grid now. So he's going to start all the way down in P7 with not the greatest lap of around 22 seconds. Then next up in P6 is your two-time runner-up in the city championship is Drew Daigle. Decent lap from him, 21.9. Then we have in P5 rookie Luciano D'Agostino, last month's race winner, decent lap. But he's starting behind reigning champion Jude Vickner in P4, who is lining up next to another rookie in Henry Ortling. Great lap from him. But then, just a few hundredths of a second ahead of him is Anthony Garfias Jr. for an amazing qualifying to start P2. That's tied his best qualifying, which was also P2 back around October, I believe. And then, in P1 for her second career pole is Riley Hales, hoping to finally take that race win. And there's your starting grid. Let's get into the race. For the race start, there was just 0.08 of a second between P2 and P6. Just a little scrapes of the wall that they make in a qualifying lap could have been the difference. But the green flag should be dropping any second now, and it's dropped. Riley Hales obviously going to keep P1 having the inside line. Garfias Jr. going to quickly move to cover off from Ortling. As you can see, D'Agostino go up the inside of Vickner to take that position. P4 is in a horrible spot on the grid. You're pretty much going to lose that place every time.
Yeah, very disappointing for Jude Vickner. Only leading the championship by how much?
4 points over Hales, who is currently leading the race right now.
Yeah, it's very close right now. Oh, Anthony almost made that move right there.
Yes, as you can see, looks like Calvin Cooper has gone past Daigle. And in the back, you can see Vickner going past Ortling. Good move from him right there as we go into the third of this 12-lap race.
Very close so far. Vickner, great pass there. It seems that Anthony fell off a little bit. There's somebody that already gapped the pack.
That would be Hales as...
big crash. A mix-up.
Big crash. Vickner spun round, and he's in last. Vickner has been spun round.
I think that was Henry Ortling who spun him.
We'll have to go and see. As you can see here, so video, Vickner looks visibly mad and distraught. So with that, let's go straight to the restart. And green flag dropped. Here's the restart for the Teen League Group A race.
And it has been confirmed that Henry Ortling has caused this crash and got sent to the back. Vickner is now in P6.
You can see Luciano D'Agostino, we didn't really talk about this move he made, but he did go by Anthony Garfias Jr. to take second place and is now gaining time on Hales. He has lots of laps. Oh, he's already right on her tail. He has some insane pace out there today as he is putting lots of pressure on her. As you can see in the back, Vickner is going to go past Daigle to take P5, and now he's going to have
Luciano has made the overtake.
Luciano is into the lead. Is that a P5 to P1 from Luciano D'Agostino? That is a record-breaking drive if he can stay in that place. Vickner obviously has the previous record of P3 to P1 and a P5 to podium. But yes, this would be an amazing drive if Luciano can hold on to the lead, as Vickner now has his sights set on Calvin Cooper. He obviously is the only person to ever beat Calvin Cooper without crashing into him, which he did in the January 2025.
Masterclass driving from all these drivers currently.
Yeah, very, very disappointing for Vickner. He probably would have had a podium in sights if he had him in spun. But you can see rookie Henry Ortling applying the pressure on the most experienced driver on this grid, Drew Daigle, who has been racing here since the very first race of this league back in January 2024.
Yeah, he's the state championship runner-up right there.
Yes, he actually not state championship runner-up. He finished third. He finished behind Andrew Knoll. That was a great move from Knoll in that state championship.
Sorry, city standings, my fault.
Yes, he's been runner-up last 2 seasons, and in interviews he's expressed that he's not mad about that at all, and he just wants to replicate and keep consistent. As you can see, Vickner seems to be pulling some time to Calvin Cooper, but I don't think it's going to be enough, as Daigle is now pulling away from Ortling, and D'Agostino just absolutely flawless from him today. He's just pulling away with this one.
Yeah, the gaps are already starting to show. Anthony's falling back, and who's that catching up to Anthony?
That would be Calvin Cooper trying to make a move and hopefully get a podium. He's never missed out on a podium here at K1. 100% podium rate. Definitely one of the best drivers. He is currently the second best driver of all time behind Vickner. Second most wins. He has 6 wins. I believe 8 podiums. Yes, 8 podiums and 7 pole positions. Insane stats for Calvin Cooper. Definitely the highest percentages of any driver right now with a decent amount of starts.
With the white flag come here, Calvin Cooper's chances of a podium are not looking good. Vickner in 5th still, and he's not closing that gap enough.
However, Vickner does still have some really good pace. 21.517, his best lap. Second best right now, Riley Hales has the best right now with 21.4. And there's checkered flag. Luciano, second win in a row in his rookie season. Riley Hales finishing P2 once again, right ahead of Anthony Garfias Jr. Very consistent season from Hales, P3, P3, and P2. But with that, it's now time for the Group B race. Now we have 5th and 6th in the Group B race, 11th and 13th overall. We have Anthony Rodriguez starting dead last overall, 6th in the Group B race. For his debut race, 24.7, about almost 3 seconds off. Actually, exactly 3 seconds off of pole position. He'll definitely need to improve that if he wants to come again. But starting just ahead of him, another rookie on his second ever race. Decent lap time from him, and he's going to be starting 12th overall. Then, just ahead of him is Griffin Knoll. Not the best qualifying performance from him with a 22.5. But he's starting next to Bethany Fall. And starting her second year in this league, she's now becoming one of the more experienced drivers compared to the rookies, at least. 22.5, just edging out Griffin Knoll. Then starting in second for the Group B race, 9th overall, is Jack Koke. Jack Koke, decent lap from him, 22. around 22 seconds, just above, and he's starting next to Andrew Knoll. Huge disappointment from him to be in Group B. He should be expecting to fight at the front, but right now his maximum finishing position is 8th. But there's your starting grid. Let's get into the race. And here we are on the grid for the Group B race. Green flag should be dropping any moment now, and there we are. Green flag, Andrew Knoll leading away. And there we go. Bethany Fall making her way up into second as they're 3 wide into turn 1, banging wheels. Very, very intense racing here for not really very important positions.
Yeah, Griffin dropped back a couple of places there.
Yeah, very, very tight racing. You can see Fall and Knoll beginning to pull away from the rest of the pack, as in third right now is Barrett Bode. Second race ever. He's a rookie alongside Griffin Knoll, also a rookie. Griffin Knoll, big shoes to fill as his older brother, has 2 race wins, 8 podiums, and finished third last season, and will be going to nationals this year.
Yeah, I really hope that Andrew Knoll can make something out of California. What do you think?
It's going to be very tough. From what we've heard, the kart parity isn't the best there, as someone just went very, very deep into turn 1. That could have been a bad accident. That appears to be Anthony Rodriguez, way back away from everyone else in the pack, as Barrett Bode is pulling away from Griffin Knoll, and there's Jack Koke behind Griffin Knoll right now, and he is putting the pressure on him for I believe 13, 12, 11th overall. I believe 11th.
Andrew Knoll closing the distance to the back marker.
Yeah, Anthony Rodriguez 3 seconds off the pace of pole position. If I do the math correctly, I do think that may be outside of Formula One's 107% rule. We'd have to go back and do the math for that one. But, and there's a red flag. Race stopped. Something has happened in the back, it appears.
Seems to be like that far back corner that we can't quite see.
But here we are, straight into the restart. Andrew Knoll and Bethany Fall, obviously not involved in that, as they're way ahead of everyone. Let's see who comes out in third. And that appears to be Barrett Bode is still in third, ahead of Griffin Knoll and Jack Koke. And Anthony Rodriguez is way far back, so that's a very, very bad line to that corner.
Andrew Knoll already catching up here.
Yeah, Andrew Knoll probably about 10 seconds away from Bode there, or Rodriguez. As Jack Koke putting on the pressure to Griffin Knoll to try to take 11th overall.
Yeah, it's getting very tight in the middle section, I would say, right before Anthony Rodriguez.
Yes, as you can see, Knoll pulling another few seconds to Rodriguez there, and under no pressure. He has no business being in this heat, and Bethany Fall has just been signed as a development driver for VKR Motorsport. As we know, Andrew Knoll is one of the owners, and he's now catching Anthony Rodriguez, but this is a very good performance from Bethany Fall with how she's been doing this season. To be this fast in Group B is very, very promising for her chances to make it up to Group A in the future.
Looks like Andrew Knoll has made the overtake in that back corner.
And yeah, Bethany Fall will be right on the back marker's tail now, looking to make a move. Yeah, great racing overall from these guys. And there goes Bethany Fall. Great overtake. Yeah, she didn't lose much time there. And Barrett Bode pulling away. And Jack Koke has gone past Griffin Knoll, most likely in the back section. It'd be really nice if we could get some cameras back there for you. But sadly, this is the best spot we have to record.
Yeah, Andrew Knoll really just showing that he does not belong in this heat.
Yeah, Andrew Knoll, third place last season, going into this race tied for third in the standings. And based on the results of the first heat, he will be fourth, tied for fourth in the standings with Garfias Jr. after this.
Yeah, that's not what the runner-up state champ wants to see.
Yeah, second in state. So very good performance from him there. And Barrett Bode just pulling away from the pack behind. As there, as Griffin Knoll and Jack Koke has now caught Rodriguez, and Rodriguez seems like he very well may be lapped by every single driver. I wouldn't expect to see him back next month, but here we go. 8th place overall for Andrew Knoll. 9th place overall for Bethany Fall. 10th for Jack Koke.
What is Rodriguez doing?
I don't know, but it was 10th for Barrett Bode, 11th for Jack Koke, and a disappointing 12th place for Griffin Knoll, who is also a development driver for VKR Motorsport, along with Bethany Fall and Jack Koke. But with that race being done, let's head over to the podium celebrations. Now here's your final podium for the junior heat. Elijah Vickner P3, Connor Fall P2, and Henry Nasser P1 for his first race in 2026, 7th career win overall, and a 1-2-3 for that new team of VKR Motorsport. Next up, we have the teen podium. In 3rd place, Anthony Garfield Jr., 3rd career podium. 2nd place, Riley Hales, her 7th career podium, still no win. She'd definitely be looking for that in the upcoming months. And then first is Luciano D'Agostino, 17-year-old rookie, for his 2nd win in a row. If he can keep up this consistency, I do not see the younger, more experienced drivers beating him at it by the end of the year. With that, thanks for tuning in. We'll be here next month, and be sure to watch it.